everybody. Welcome back to Share Her. Today I have a special guest and I'm so excited. We have Jedida, better known as She Loves on YouTube. So excited to have her with me today. We're going to talk about story. So me and you, Jedida, we talked about how story affects humanity, how it impacts how we interact with each other. Could you just tell me a little bit about how you think story affects humanity?
Sure. I think for me, the biggest thing is story connects people. I feel like it unveils something that was beforehand unknown. Mm-hmm. And then when that happens, it connects two people that might have been opposing, but somehow now have a point of reference.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that about story. There's just this thing that once you've heard about someone in their element doing whatever, now you feel like, oh, we're family.
Exactly.
Or there's something about you that is kin to me. That I think is beautiful. And I feel like it inspires, you know what I mean? Like there's that component about story that shows you what's possible. You see someone doing, being, living, traveling, what have you, and you're like, that could be me.
Exactly.
You know?
So you kind of feel like people being true to their story gives other people permission to be true to their own story.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really good.
That's well said.
Thank
yes.
you.
I think that's so powerful. Oftentimes when we see someone's story, we're like, oh, people think, oh, I'm going to emulate that. But I think it actually gives you, like you said, permission not to emulate, but to live mine.
Yeah.
Live mine out loud. So that's really cool.
I like what you said about story being a connector of people. A lot of times when we're not connected with people or we don't feel connected with people, usually that means there's something we do not know about.
Right.
And so when we find out about that thing that's bringing distance between us, when we find it out, it's like it bridges the gap, the distance.
Yes.
So that's really cool. I like how you said that. I would say that you guys watching may agree with this, but story doesn't require us to know a person, because story in itself reveals the person's journey and the person telling the story. You know, and it's just like books that we read, movies that we watch. We watch these strangers who we're looking for ways that we can relate and connect with them. You know, and what would you have to say about that?
I think for me, that actually is totally true. One of the things that I'm most passionate about have come from that. I've heard of people in certain circumstances and totally connected and felt like, I want to be an ally. I want to be an advocate. And I've never met the people in that actual, you know what I mean, in that context, in that circumstance. So I feel like that thing has come alive for me and has almost directed what I feel like I'm called to do. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So considering that in the movies we're watching strangers, we're connecting with people we've never met in real life, has there ever been a time in your life where story was the very thing, whether you told your story or whether this new friend told their story? Has there ever been a moment where you did not feel connected to a person, but once your stories were told, once your experiences were shared, it brought you to a place that you wouldn't have been had it not been for your story?
Yes.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
So many to like actually pinpoint. Do you want me to pinpoint one?
Yeah, you can go on.
For example, I don't know if you've seen the movie Lion.
Yes, I have.
Oh my God. That totally like transposed me into this situation, into feeling what it would feel like to have been left, abandoned.
Yeah.
To, you know, then have someone love you so much to choose you and to adopt you. That was not my experience, but that, oh my gosh, it just totally triggered my heart and made me feel like, I cried through the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not a crier, not in movies, but I was like, this is a thing. And it totally took me there.
So having watched the movie, did it make you feel more connected with people who had that same experience, or it didn't really change anything?
Absolutely. It totally did. I feel like it made my heart tender to something that I otherwise was indifferent about. Mm-hmm. Not because I didn't value, but it wasn't brought to my attention. It wasn't something that was in my face.
Right.
And but once I experienced it, it was like, oh my goodness, it's real. Yeah. And it touched my heart. So then now it's more vivid than just a statistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it goes back to what we said, or what you said in the beginning, of how story being the connector.
Yeah.
So had you not watched or listened to that story, you wouldn't have known what it was like to be like the young boy in Lion.
Right.
But haven't watched it.
Yeah.
So I think that could be relevant for our relationships in person with people. We see so many different people from different walks, different stories, different backgrounds, and in the moment when we stop and we just listen, when we stop and just listen to each other, hear each other's stories, hear each other's experiences, can we become connected?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Be looking out for part 2, because I will not.
So cute.
I will not be letting her go. That easy. So we want to get into part 2, talk a little bit about our stories. But remember, like and subscribe to this channel. And also, go visit She Loves on YouTube and like and subscribe. Check her out. Think you're going to love her. Come back for part 2.
Bye.